Exonation, my guest this hour, Ryan Mauro. He is the National Security Analyst for ClarionProject.org. And they produced the hit films Obsession, The Third Jihad, and Iranium. He is a frequent analyst on Fox News Channel and other news outlets around the world. He is also a consultant to government agencies and an adjunct professor. Once again, their website is www.ClarionProject.org. Tell our listeners about your newsletter that they can sign up for on your site.
Sure. If you're interested in knowing more about what we've been talking about, go to ClarionProject.org. We have a weekly newsletter that you can sign up for, and you can get all of our stories since the website's updated daily, but you can get them all compiled in once every week. And the one thing I can guarantee is that every single time you open up that newsletter, you're going to see several articles covering important stories, and you're going to say, I can't believe I didn't see that on the news. Yeah. And we go much deeper than the 30-second news culture that we're currently exposed to and is dumbing down the country.
Is the media brainwashing us?
Not on purpose, and the bottom line is the media is giving us what we want. They're businesses. So Americans nowadays want quick news in 3-minute segments maximum that are very superficial, and that's it. And so we're the ones responsible for that because they're just responding to our wants and desires. And a really good example of a story that I can't believe didn't get media attention, and it infuriates me every time I think about it. Most people don't know that a terrorist attack happened this summer in the United States, killing 4 people. There was a radical Muslim that murdered 2 gay people in Seattle, or near Seattle, just for being gay, including one that had a Muslim-sounding name, murdered another person, came over to New Jersey and murdered another person, and was arrested. When he was arrested, he said the reason he carried out those murders was because it was an act of jihad against the United States. I teach on an adjunct level counterterrorism, and by every definition that my class uses of terrorism, this case fits that. Yet virtually no one knows that this terrorist attack happened, and the death toll matches the death toll of the Boston Marathon bombing. But because it wasn't bombs going off, and because there was some space in between the murders, no one knows about it.
Wow.
It's amazing.
It truly is. It truly is. Any of the other killings in the United States that may have been thought to be random acts of violence, were they investigated in the same light that this could have been a terrorist act?
The problem is with the definition of terrorism. This case I just described is unequivocally an act of terrorism. No one can argue about it. But there are also radical Islamic hate crimes. There was someone in Seattle that tried to burn down a gay nightclub earlier this year. That's an act of terrorism, technically, but it was treated by the media and the authorities as an act of attempted arson because that was the charge. It's harder to prove that's an act of terrorism, but you can prove that it's an act of arson. We've documented a lot about the abuse of women around the world, including here in the United States, by radical Muslims. Those are radical Muslim hate crimes coming from the same ideology that terrorists act upon. But they're treated as individual acts of domestic abuse or murder.
Wow.
And so we're not seeing the full spectrum of what's actually going on. If a jihadist decides to kill a woman for becoming too Western, it's treated as a murder and not as an act of terrorism. If you set off a bomb, it's treated as an act of terrorism. It's a very superficial distinction to make.
Ryan, as usual, time goes by so fast when you're with us. I want to thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure talking to you. And please, anytime we can help you or the Clarion Project, let me know. We'll get you on air as soon as we can.
Thank you so much.
It's my great pleasure. Once again, Exonation, www.ClarionProject.org. Go to the site and sign up for their newsletter. I'll be back on the other side of this news break as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.